With Corey Bender, it's the Ryan Hartson Show on BWC Internet Radio. Transitioning now, Corey, into a little breaking news that happened last night.
Yeah.
USC stripped of their 2004 national championship for their improper benefits scandal.
Hence more NCAA violations.
With Reggie Bush getting a limo ride someplace. He was given a few watches. His parents were given a house to live in, or a condo, or something like that. And apparently all of this is illegal, and it's a major violation. Most importantly, Pete Carroll knew about it and probably didn't tell anybody. That's why he's the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks right now.
Yep.
And
how's that working out for him?
7-9 in the playoffs, won a playoff game, got blown out by the Bears. It happens. So he did okay. And as far as USC is concerned, they got absolutely killed for this.
Yeah.
30 scholarships revoked.
Out the window.
As well as no postseason play for 2 or 3 years, something like that.
I thought there was already another
2 years.
year. So
Yeah, I think it's 3 years. So
Really?
so it's 2 more years.
Sucks.
Which is unfortunate because USC is going to be really good the next couple years, especially with this quarterback. They have Matt Barkley, who's absolutely phenomenal, and I think is going to take the next step in his development next year, and he's going to be a great pro prospect coming up here.
But yet he gets stripped of having a no bowl game.
Yeah, no bowl games. So he'll never have played in a bowl game, and he's going to be phenomenal. He's probably if he plays in his senior year, he'll be a Heisman favorite, but not this soon. So. But, it sucks for USC because really nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Reggie Bush getting a limo ride.
Some watches. Parents get a house.
Parents get a condo. It's just it's a nice gesture by a booster or a runner or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And for USC to get absolutely screwed like this, I don't really think I think it's unfortunate. But on top of that, to take away a title, really?
Yeah.
Who cares? Oh no, that didn't happen, Ryan. They took away the title, so clearly that game never happened.
They never won.
No, never won. They never played in a game against Oklahoma. It just didn't happen. And they
did.
did.
You just give it to Oklahoma.
They're not going to because
it's a joke.
They're not going to because 55-19 USC was the final score of that game.
Yeah.
It was arguably the most dominant
Someone knows their
performances
bowl history
in college football history. USC is that year 04 and 05. Those two teams with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush and Lendale White.
Great college team.
Two of the most dominant teams. That was the most dominant run in college football history. They didn't lose a game in 2 years. They were unbelievable. Lost that second game to Vince Young in Texas. And they get rid of both of those. Oh, no, those never happened. I can't believe it. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. What does that even do? What does it solve to vacate wins? I don't understand
It's not like USC's just going to all of a sudden go, oh, no, they took away our title. Maybe we should start not having NCAA violations. No, it's not going to happen.
But, it's unbelievable that you would take away their title. Who... It's no, we don't remember that. No, that didn't happen. It was 55-19. It was one of the biggest blowouts in USC history. They were unbelievable. Those were some of the best teams of all time.
Yeah.
And you're screwing them over to make yourself feel better. And
just because one player got some stuff done.
It solves nothing. And it was one player, for all we know, one player that has been investigated, and they are doing this because of the one player.
And already took his Heisman, too. So it's don't you think you've taken enough?
Yeah, and on top of that, this doesn't matter. Just because you say it didn't happen, it happened. We all watched.
They always know.
Well, USC said they're going to keep the banner up.
Mm-hmm.
They've already said they're going to keep the banner up. They'll give the crystal ball back, but who cares?
Who cares?
It's just the whole thing.
Plus, I'm thinking Reggie Bush is going, dude, I have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Do you think I really care?
But vacating a national it's so stupid because we all remember it happening. We all have the memories of it happening. That group of guys put all the work in, and they all know what happened. So what are they going to do? Are they not going to get together the 10-year anniversary of it? Are they not going to celebrate? Are they not going to have
just
a good...
because the NCAA took it away?
Took it away. And it was the BCS, actually. The BCS, because they're... Yeah, I'll read this. As long as we're here, I'll read the statement. The BCS arrangement crowns a national champion, and BCS games are showcase events for postseason football. In keeping with the NCAA's recent action, USC's appearances are being vacated. So they want to another part of it is foster full compliance with NCAA rules. So the BCS, they want to be compliant with the NCAA. They want to stay on the same track. They don't want to say, oh no, they won the national title. You don't worry about that NCAA, because they're separate entities, but at the same time they're the same thing.
Yeah.
And it just shows ultimately the hypocrisy that is college football, because you're screwing Ohio State, which they probably deserve to get screwed. I mean, the level of violations at Ohio State was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We went through that actually with Jim Tressel and all his nonsense. And then in USC, you're getting screwed over one player with 30 scholarships being taken away, and the vacating of wins and national titles, and none of that really. It's really the scholarships. The scholarships is the heart of it. Like vacating wins, that doesn't matter. Like what does that solve? Vacating wins solves nothing. We all remember it happened.
Yeah.
And the scholarships is what matters. That's what would hurt recruiting. But USC can recruit whatever they want, because Lane Kiffin is a brilliant recruiter at the college level. It's a brilliant program that knows how to handle these kind of things. And in Auburn's case, they had a bidding war for Cam Newton a few years back, and nothing happened. No violations. He was allowed to play, and everywhere you hear is that Auburn and the SEC down there, they have more rules violations than anybody, and nobody talks about it because they're the powerhouse. And we're not cracking down. You're not cracking down on them. You're just cracking down on these schools. I mean, if the NCAA wants to be tough on violations, as they claim they do, on violations that at the end of the day are really stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, like giving money to a player, big deal. Come on, get over it. But the fact that you're going to go after some schools and you're not going to go after SEC schools is ridiculous. And at the end of the day, the NCAA, the system is completely broken. And you can do one of two things, and I'll decide which one you want better, which one you like better. And I'll preface this by saying, in politics, if you give money to a politician's campaign without certain rules being followed, you can get in trouble, same as it would be getting a college player. Okay, so and that's I don't know if it's a felony, but it's definitely breaking a law, and you can get in a ton of trouble for it. So if you make it a felony, giving money to college athletes, that's one way to solve it. Or legalize it and just let it happen and say there's nothing wrong with it, which is the choice I would pick. Which one?
I like that choice.
Because it just doesn't matter. Like because at the end of the day, it's a couple extra bucks here for dinners and movies and
just.
Getting
they're
free
college.
Stuff. What is wrong?
Kids.
I don't understand what's wrong with getting free stuff.
I mean, it's not like college kids, go and study all day. I mean, I hope they study at least a little bit. I mean, it's not like they practice football all the time. They're going to party and do other things. I mean, they're freaking college kids. I mean, college kids are usually not the brightest people, at least, doing
the athletes
good.
are not. Dumb jock is a term that's
very good term.
used.
I mean, I'm sure there's some good scholar athletes, but you don't see it a lot these days.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe you want to make it a felony, but not really, because it's just giving these kids to have some fun.
Yeah. Well, if you want it out of the sport, which listen, everybody except for you and me want this out of the sport, and they think it's wrong and it's immoral.
Maybe more BWC members. I don't know.
So if you want to get it out of the sport, in theory, everybody does. I don't understand why, but if you want to get it out of the sport, that's fine. Make it a felony. I mean, that's what you got to do. Just say it's if you make it illegal. Is it going to stop completely? No, because people break laws every single day.
Really? Yeah.
But is it going to make the people that are just, car dealership owners and restaurant owners, is it going to make them stop? Because at the end of the day, they're just upstanding citizens that are intelligent people that are just giving money to players just to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to stop them. Is it going to stop the ones we were talking about at Youngstown State, who got busted on? I read off the list of all their crimes.
Yeah,
that ridiculous number of fraud and stealing stuff and looting and all that stuff. They're probably not going to stop because they're just crooks in the first place.
And they don't really care.
But is it going to stop the upstanding people? Of course. Or you could just go the other way and just legalize it all, which is what I would do. I would just say let them give money to players. There's nothing really wrong with it at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with me giving a college athlete $500 to do what he wants with it.
Yeah.
That's only a violation because the NCAA says it's a violation. It's not. I mean, I don't even understand why a moral person would say it's immoral. I don't understand what's wrong with it.
Seems a little hypocritical.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what's wrong with it. I don't get any of it. So
Let's transition to Plaxico Burress.
yeah, and just closing thoughts. USC doesn't care.
Yeah.
They absolutely do not care that you took away their national title. Ooh, you took away our national title. Oh my God. They remember it happening. They're going to keep the banner up. Pat Hayden already said that. Pat Hayden's the AD there. And so nothing's going to really change, and this doesn't change a thing. My memories of that team as one of the most dominant in history will always remain. It's not like it didn't happen, because it did. It's like John Calipari at Kentucky. You know? Like, they said this last Final Four was his first Final Four, and yet he's played in 3.
Yeah.
He played at 1 in Memphis, and he played at 1 in UMass.
It's kind of like the Fab Five situation when they took their Final Four banners down, you know.
That,
No, they didn't go
they were there.
No.
Jalen Rose was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. So, I mean, the
It's
NCAA vacating wins is
stupid.
stupid and solves nothing. Now, Plaxico Burress might be able to solve a few problems for some teams. He's big, he's physical, he likes to catch passes.
Everything you kind of want in receiver.
He got out of listen to me. He got out of prison the other day. So we'll talk about that next with Corey Bender. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on BWC Internet Radio.